That's sure enough funky. Ah. It's time to get fresh. I'm about to get clean. Jump in the deuce in the quarter, no fifth wheel with a gangster lean. Cause where I'm going, they dress to impress. Sharp as a razor blade with a taper fade. Look at my best. This groove is funky as magic shade. Don't make me say it twice. Water and powder. I'm smooth as baby.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, bassheads? What's good? Welcome to another episode of How This Groove Works. I am your host. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ted, and I talk bass. I help bass players enjoy playing the electric bass again or for the first time. So, welcome. I've been doing some stuff. I'm wearing a beanie because I have this interesting relationship with my AC in the crib. And I'm bald. Let it go. Anyway, man, tonight we're looking at Magic Shave by Big Mike Hart. Now, I feel like I'm Big Mike fishing. What's up? Welcome. And listen, you guys are watching. Let me say what's up, man. Let me know where you're watching from in the chat. I feel like I may need to let some folks know what this whole Magic Shave thing is. Now, for the brothers, it's like Nair for the brothers. You know what I mean? It's like this hair removal stuff that is like a powder, and you put it in some water and mix it up with a butter knife, and you put it on your face, and it's supposed to get the hair. My dad used to use it back in the days. Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, but that stuff is funky. So if anybody has ever used Magic Shave or been around Magic Shave, you know full well that is some of the funkiest stuff on the planet, but not as funky as this groove that we're going to get into today by Big Mike Hart. Big Mike Fishing says my father used that stuff. Yeah, a lot of our dads and uncles used that Magic Shave, man, and had a whole house stinking. I tried to use it when I first, got some hair on my face, but it man, that stuff burns too. Listen, I have to let you know that this stream is brought to you by Groove School. You can get a 7-day free trial if you want to go deeper down the bass rabbit hole. 7-day free trial. You can get it at the link on the screen. Also, the tool that I am using for to get these extract bass lines is Songmaster Pro. If you haven't used it, you got to use it. The cough is still here. It's almost gone, but I'm fighting it. So you'll see me pause a little bit as I fight that cough. So, anyways, here it comes. There it is. So listen, what we're going to do, again, if you are watching the live, if you hear live, do me a favor, please shout out where you're watching from. If you're on the replay, welcome. But if you're live, let me know where you're from. Talk back to me. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the main elements of the A groove, the B section, and then there's this bridge that's greasy as all get out. And we're going to talk about all of those things. What I want you to get out of this is I want you to make connections, right? make connections, and demystify how some of these funk grooves come to be. I have to give a disclaimer. I'm not Mike. I don't know. I know Mike, but I know him as a guitar player. This is him playing bass on this. He's got Fred Wesley on here. Phil Lassiter is on here. Phil Lassiter played with Prince. So anyway, without further ado, let's go on and listen to there's that cough. We fight Mo Grizzly. Nola, baby. My hometown. Baltimore, Maryland in the house. JB, what's happening? All right, so here we go with the A section. Again, this is Songmaster Pro. Let's check it out. Let's turn the volume up is what we need to do. Buenas noches. What's up, Jade? I'm going to loop this section right here.
That's sure enough funky.
Let's get an even thing. We're not gonna get into like every nuance of the bass line. Excellent. What's up? I thought you were going to see Living Color. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4.
That's sure enough funky.
2, 3. All right. So I'm gonna take out the vocals. I'm gonna take out the guitar and the rest of it. We're gonna take out the horns as well and listen to the bass and the drums. First thing we want to do is we're going to talk about the rhythm, okay? The rhythm of the bass part. So the first thing is, when we look at the groove architecture is going to be 1E, 2, and up. All right. That's the thing we're going to look at first. While we're here, harmony wise, we got this D9 James Brown language. Octave shape. Let's listen again. Now, I'm not talking about the other things that are in the bass line right now because I really want to concentrate on what I call the architecture of the groove. You dig? So if you watch the replay, if you get your bass out, I need a new chair. You hear all that noise the chair's making? Okay. Let's talk a little bit about, we hear we hear locking with the drums. And when people hear that or they say that, well, you got to play with the kick drum. Well, let's listen real quick to what the drums are doing. One and two, three and 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and. What do we hear in this? We hear all the James Brown language. We hear funky drummer, not the funky drummer beat, but we hear that language, that lineage. We hear that in the drums. But the kick drum is not playing da 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 da, right? So locking sometimes means complementing the drums, right? So I'm going to take this D idea and I'll use, you know, D minor pentatonic, D7, that harmonic information. But I'm going to play with the kick drum now. I just want to show you what that might sound like if I were playing right with the kick drum, or if Mike was playing with the kick drum, and then we'll get back to it, looking exactly at what he's doing here. But one, two, three. So you hear I'm playing exactly with the kick drum. Let's put in those horns. We hear that cold sweat language. You can hear that cold sweat. Now what Mike is doing, so there's the skeleton of that groove. Let's listen to what he is. What's up? I'm born here. Let's listen to what he's got going on in between stuff. This chromatic, or you can bounce off the open A. And I would probably, if I were in the moment, I talked to Mike yesterday, and he was saying that he had just kind of went there in the studio, and I think his intention was to get DOA or Pick Funk to play on it. And if I'm telling the story correctly, if I'm remembering the story correctly, and then DOA or somebody was like, this is just it, but he was going for it. So if I were going for it, I would probably just play that open A like that. Might do something like that, or play that A with my pinky and approach from the C. Very common. That's the first half. Let's look at the second half. That's what I'm hearing there. I call it jumping off. That's what I call it. Jumping off from the A. That's what I call it, jumping off on the A. Woo! Let's look at what's happening there. But sounds like you got the 4 in there. I just also, if you guys want to do me a favor, I just got I've been using this camera, and I typically have been using my phone, but I got another camera. Let me know if this one is set up right, if the picture is cool for you guys, if it's in focus and all that stuff. you know I don't have a problem letting you know that I'm building a plane and flying it all at the same time. I'm a doer, baby. I'm a doer, baby. Turn this light up a little bit. Get you a little bit more illumination. Not Illuminati, but illumination. Okay. There's that cough. There's another another what I call a jump off. What I think is, it sounds like a jump off. Nah, it's not a jump off. He's playing this chromatic. So let's talk about that for a second. If our tonality is D9, D minor 9, I'm sorry, D minor or D7, all these things, all our note choices that could work in here are going to be in this D minor pentatonic box or D dominant 7. So the only difference between the D minor and the D minor pentatonic and the D major pentatonic is going to be this note right here. So all that stuff is valid, right? So, but our root is here, that D there, or this D here, and the approach from 3 frets back right? Common language. It's hard to get what somebody was doing like when they're just going for it in the moment. Okay. Let me take this part. I should let you know also, I haven't shed this today. So I'm kind of learning it right now as well. That's what I was supposed to do. Losing my concentration here. I don't ever mind you guys seeing me struggle, not struggle, but having brain freezes, losing concentration, whatever, because it will happen. It happens to everybody, right? And then we just kind of bring it back. You know what I mean? Sean Barnes. This is actually not JB. This is Big Mike Hart's Magic Shave is the name of the album off his latest record. I think it's called Modern Classic is the name of the record. But Big Mike Hart is a fantastic young cat out of out of Sacramento who lives in who's in LA. He's doing the Boney James gig. I just want to make sure I give y'all the right name of the record. Big Mike Hart. Yeah, it's called Modern Classic is the name of the record. Modern Classic. So, there's the A section, right? Listen to this, Sean came in and automatically thought we were talking about James Brown. Fred Wesley is playing on this, but it's got all this James Brown language. Now, knowing that language, taking that language out of there and using a tool like Songmaster Pro, let's say there's the architecture. We sit in anything. I wish I would have had something like this when I was coming up, because now with Songmaster Pro, you can make your own like backing track out of something that's already recorded, right? Let's put those drums back in. Now, remember I said I could take out, let me play something, lock in a little bit more deliberately. Yeah, it is, Jade. Yeah, it is. Let's say I want to lock in a little bit more with the drums and play more exact with the kick drum. It's hard to not get lost in this. So here's the thing. If you have a groove and you just want to sit, the cough is going to leave, I swear. If you just want to sit in that groove, you know what I mean? And try to, move, just play the one note. You know what I mean? Playing one end. I stole that from Scott Divine. I don't want nobody to Scott Divine did that years ago, and or something like that. I can't remember how it went. It was something to that degree. But that's beyond the scope of what we're doing here. Anyway, now I'm doing the 1E. What Mike was doing on the recording. Let's move on, because I'll sit in that all day. Sit in that all day. Now, let's move on to the next section. I wish I could go through this entire tune, but you guys got to like listen to the tune. Listen to the tune. And get Songmaster Pro. And join Groove School. Come on, if you aren't a member of Groove School right now, what are you even doing? What are you even doing? Let's go on to the next section. Jade asks a good question. Do I have my own funk technique you like to add? Yeah, I pull from, all the regular stuff, the ghost notes. I do things like this a lot. I'll do slides a lot. All that vocabulary that has just been picked up over the years. But I do have licks that I like to do quite often. That just kind of come. Like Prince language. I heard that for the first time. That's a lick Prince did all the time. Like a strange relationship or whatever. And then the Michelle and Deggio cello kind of language. Trying to think of what's that song? God Fear Money. I guess that was a horrible way of answering that question, Jade, but yes. Here we go. Where we at? Let's get to this other section. And I really want to show you guys this part that I was trying to suss out a little bit today, and we'll talk about it a bit. But I think Mike is doing a pick thing on that. That's not the part I want to talk about specifically. Yeah. What do you think? What does that sound? What does this sound like?
Yeah. Hey man, if you don't mind.
What? Somebody type in the chat. What did that sound like? Where did he borrow that from?
Hey man, if you don't mind, I need it straight like a lion here to dig me. And make it 10 toes down to the ground. Now y'all fall into the...
Oh, let's talk about this. Jade, also to your question, it's one thing to like play against another recording. Especially a recording, yes, D'Angelo, Brown Sugar, that I'm just kind of learning myself. But this is not unlike language that I would use myself with my back. Shakes. Tiny calls them shakes. I call them Big Mike Hart has entered the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Big Mike Hart has entered the chat. This is his tune. This is Big Mike's tune. What was I gonna say? Like there's things that he's doing on here that I would kind of naturally gravitate towards as well.
Yeah. Hey man, if you don't mind, I need it straight like a lion here to dig me.
I want to talk about this part though, specifically. So let me mute his vocal. Listen to this. Boom, ding, boom, 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 gang, boom, boom. On this E minor chord. For those of you who are like still unclear about like your fretboard, if you're taking if you learn some tunes like the James Brown thing is a lot of times going to be in that D, have those D9 chords. You know what I mean? This area of the neck, especially if you're playing funk, like your E minor stuff, E minor, G major, that D minor, it just be shapes, man, that just kind of come up over and over again. So we're playing E here, at least that's the way I'm playing it. E, and then the fifth, which is the B. You can play it here too, E. Mike, I got a question for you. So since Mike is in the chat and I'm listening to this and I'm saying, I want to know, Mike, did you play it here or did you play it here? Or here? Let me know, Mike, in the chat. So, and I have another part that since Mike is in here, we're going to talk about this other part in the outro. We have to talk about this. I want to take the bass out real quick. The first one. That's an F, sorry. So, Jay, to your question, peep this. If I'm just like learning this, right? And I'm just learning it right now, and I make sort of like these educated guesses. Let's say I had a rehearsal to go to tomorrow or next week or whatever, right? Not today. I'd have to make some educated guesses on how it was played. And then in the process of getting to know the song, building a relationship with the tune, after a while, I would start finding different ways to approach it, right? And if you're playing with the artist, like if I were playing with Mike, Mike would say, nah, play it like this or do do whatever. I remember, I grew up playing Prince and thinking that I knew Prince's music, like for real. And then Levi Caesar called me to do a Prince tribute, right? And in my mind, there was no more authentic Prince tribute than the one that Levi was doing. And there was stuff that I was just like, oh shit, I've been playing that wrong for years, but who would know better, you know what I mean, than someone who had been in that band. Let's get to while Mike is here, I want to get to this. And if you are near a computer and you want to hop on and rap about this tune, man, I would love to get you on. I know you stay busy. So let me know. Okay, now this is the ridiculousness right here. And I did listen to a bit of this, but I want I want to talk about the challenges for me and picking it apart a little bit.
Horns. Ooh wee.
That's the Sacramento. That's the sack shit right there, boy. In Sacramento.
Horns. Ooh wee.
Let's bring it back here. Let's see. Oof. Mike, I'm gonna send you text me your email. I don't know if I have your email. Text me your email, and I'm gonna send you a link. I'm gonna send you a link to hop on. I'm gonna look for that text. But what I want to talk about, again, I'm not a pick player. Okay, I don't play with a pick, so there would be a challenge for me. Also, I don't know what Mike played on this. I'm playing this P bass because I felt like it would be the bass that would sound the best in my in-ears and, on the stream and all that. That's what I picked. So I don't know. The basses are going to sound different. They're going to feel different. Some instruments are going to be, it's going to be easier to pull some shit off than it would be on other instruments, blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't mean that we can't glean something from the part. Peep this. That's what I want to talk about there. Before I do, while it's on my mind, this is Mike's tune. So Mike's got a relationship with this, right? He's hearing it, he's feeling it. He can get in the studio and just like, I'm gonna just go off. Where me, I'm like, shit, I'm just trying to figure out what's happening. What I hear, picking out the core rhythm. I'm gonna slow this down. Just follow me here. There's a method to my madness. That's the rhythm, right? The first part. Okay? We're on the D flat minor. There's the first part. Now just follow me. This is maybe a little bit hard for me to explain in the moment. What I'm looking for is like, where can I play this and I'm gonna be able to feel where to get it off the best. Since I don't play with a pick, would I do it with my fingers? I'm gonna play with a pick for right now. So I got my D flat minor here. I'm also looking for D, the minor third, or I'm looking at those different places where I might play this. Do y'all follow what I'm saying? The octaves. I'm listening to the rhythm first. I'm hearing patterns first. It's easy to get intimidated by all of the other stuff. But if I hear the rhythm and pick that apart, then it's easier then I can get back into I can get into the slop second. Y'all hang tight I'm gonna send Mike an invite here real quick. I'm gonna send Mike an invite and see if we can get him on to talk about his tune. And I got to make sure that I don't accidentally let you see my email, because y'all don't need to be seeing what's in my email. Have you guys, while I'm sending this, have you been paying attention to the dare I say Diddy situation? They mentioned a hotel that I had stayed at once upon a time. Wasn't that time. I wasn't there. All right, Mike, hang on a second, brother. Dude, I do have your email. I most certainly do have your email. Okay, I'm going to send you a link. And then when you get it, you can just kind of hop on. Because I want to talk. I want to rap to you about this pick part. Maybe I should have kept my phone as a camera, so I won't get distracted. So let's see if Mike is able to hop on. If you Allie on bass, yes. I'm always looking for patterns first. That trial is bad. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Oh, the trial is bad. Y'all talking about Diddy. Oh yeah, did he do it? He probably did. Yeah, I stayed at the Dream Hotel. Mike, where you at? I stayed at the Dream Hotel. It's a pretty swanky hotel. But let's get back on task here. See, I'm not. When I was sitting down trying to figure out what he might have been doing and get, trying to see what. I just sent it to you, Mike. Let's see. Let me try again. This is going to be fun, y'all. Mike is a bad cat. Hang on one second. Let me try this one more time. I almost said your email out loud, Mike. My bad. I ain't going to do it to you. I ain't going to do it to you, bruh. Oh, you know what? I forgot a letter. My bad. My bad. There we go. You should definitely get it now. You should definitely get it now. Or did he do this? This is not really my thing. Like, this is a Pick Funk thing too. Pick. Y'all know Pick Funk. Eric Smith. Did I leave you hanging, Tiny? Did I leave you hanging? Come on, Mike. Where you at, man? come talk to us and let us know where we going. I don't know why. There he is. Gosh darn it. There he is. Hold on, let me get you in here. Big Mike. Hold up. Let me add you. There you are. Can you hear me okay? Let's see. Can you turn your mic up? Y'all let me know if he is echoing. I can't hear you that well. And I don't know if that's on my end. Let me turn on. Let me try to get some echo cancellation going on here. Hopefully it won't mess up anything. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Dang it. How's this, Mike? Oh shit. Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me? I can hear you a little bit. Can y'all hear Mike? Let me know in the chat if you can hear Mike. Yo. Yeah, I can hear you, but it's low. Super low. Okay. I'll yell. I'll yell, man. Get it out. All right. Hey, so talk to me about this. I'm gonna call it the outro. Are you playing with a pick on that? Okay. Yes. See, that's what I thought. Tell me this. Oh shit! Hold on a second, dude. Nobody can hear you. Okay. Nobody can hear you, and I'm sad about that. Okay. Let me try my phone instead of my computer. Do that. Okay, so Mike is gonna come back. Y'all let me know in the chat if you can still hear me. And see if we can get Mike back in the room on Hey, Lori. There is an echo. I can hear the echo. All right. Let's get you back in here. How's that?
Yo, is that better?
There he is. Okay, everybody, I need y'all to let me know in the chat if you can hear Mike clearly without an echo. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
And hopefully, Jade, leave me alone about my cough. The cough is gonna go away. I swear. So, Mike, tell me this, bro.
Okay.
This is what I want to know. And let me see if I can add. Oh, look at this technology. You see?
Hey man, you gotta teach me how to, man.
You see this?
Set up all this stuff, man.
You see this, boy? We high teching around here.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Somebody's saying that there is an echo. Let's see if we can fix the echo. Mike, I sure appreciate you being here, bruh.
Man, dude, it's all good, man. We're in here, getting ready for the show. And just
Oh, snap. Mike, I think I lost you again. And that's my fault.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. So everybody should be able to hear Mike with no echo.
Yo,
There
we
should be
good?
no echo because I got echo cancellation on. Um, it's a little weird to see myself in triplicate right now. Um, but we gonna make it do what do. So Jade, not a word about the cough. Okay, not a word about the cough.
Now you making me cough. That's
So
crazy.
so look, you're not gonna be able to hear my bass, but on that D flat, are you playing? Are you playing down here, or how did you? How
No,
did
I'm
you
no, I'm playing. I'm playing at the top of the net.
at the top? So
No, I mean I'm sorry, at the bottom.
at the bottom. So you
Yeah,
playing the whole thing?
yeah, down there. Yeah.
Yeah. So what when you're playing with a pick on bass,
Uh-huh.
are you thinking like a? This is gonna sound crazy. Are you thinking like a guitar player? Or are you just thinking like you just funking?
On this particular section on part three, I got to be very specific when I say this. I was thinking like DOA. I was trying to be MOA
Yeah.
in the best version possible. So
Yeah.
I didn't have a penny because D is famous for the penny phone.
Right. Right. Right.
Um, and yeah, and my fingers are too fat, man, to play with a penny. But I grabbed my guitar pick and I just tried to slip and slide up and down, man, the neck. I wasn't trying to be as precise as far as
Right.
hitting the C sharp and just landing on it. I was really sliding to the note. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of ghost note and stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in there, man. So I'm just trying to have fun with it. Sound funky, sound greasy, man. To slide up and down, man, just a little bit.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So Tiny might. Everybody but Tiny seems to be able to hear you. So if anybody else can't hear you, speak now or forever hold your peace. Because me and Mike about to have a conversation about this. I don't know how to get myself off this screen. So you got Fred Wesley on the track. You got Phil
Yes.
Lasseter on the track. Who else is
Yes.
on there?
Um. So, obviously, I'm playing bass and guitar. I played a little organ at the beginning on part one. But on piano, we got our hometown hero, our brother Javance Butler,
The
was
homie.
playing. Yeah, playing through the whole record. Crazy. We got Josh Foster on drums, amazing drummer, good friend of mine. He actually played on two records on the album, and on that record, he's playing drums. And then the horn arrangement, my good brother Derek Williams out of Nashville.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I reached out to him, man, and we put the horn arrangement together. And then I called Phil Lasseter to come in. So Derek played sax, then we called Phil Lasseter to put the brass on top of the arrangement. And Phil was feeling part three so much that he just put that solo on there. That wasn't a part of it, man. He was like, "Hey, man, I snuck a little 8-bar solo on the back half of part three,
Yeah.
and I loved it so much that I kept it." And then I called in Eric Darius, who does the sax solo parts on part one and part three.
Fred
And then
Wesley got a solo on there.
yeah, yep. And then iconic Fred Wesley is playing the trombone solo on part
Yeah.
two.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
look, when I did my record, Phil Lasseter, I don't know Phil, but
Okay.
when I did my record, the first track on there that's got Dr. Fink on it,
Hmm.
I wanted it to feel like, I wanted the tune to feel like a Phil Lasseter tune called Take a Ride or something
Okay.
like that. I mean, and the tune had originally had a Latin feel, but then I heard that I was like, no, I want this song to feel like that. So
Yeah.
Phil is, if y'all don't know who Phil Lasseter is, y'all need to look him up. He was arranging horns for Prince before he passed.
He was. Yeah. He was arranging horns for Prince, man, and so many of the gospel greats, and just his resume is extensive.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Let me ask you this: what bass did you play on that record?
I played my Schecter P bass,
Here's a P bass, flats or
P
round?
rounds.
Okay.
Yeah, yep. Played
Old
P
rounds,
all the way through.
rounds,
Huh?
old rounds, or
You know what? I think those had been on there for a while, at
yeah.
least, and probably at least since I got the bass, probably about 3 years on there.
Why did I not know that Schecter had a P bass?
Man, dude, it was one of their newer models, and I just needed a P bass because I got an old Fender P bass
Yeah,
that I really really love, man. But this Schecter is special. It really has a thing on it, and I used it on quite a bit of the album,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
But yeah, man, Schecter P, it just feels good. Like the
Right.
neck is really uh playable, man. It feels real comfortable for me.
Well, see, that's what I was
Um,
saying earlier too about trying to figure this part out. Like you play one instrument and you're like, damn, this thing is kind of fighting me a little bit to try to get
yeah,
that out.
sure.
But then if I
Yeah,
play something else, I'm like, oh, I can get it out on this and maybe not.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you're DOA, you can get it out on.
Listen, D could play. He could play a wooden broom's handle with some strings on it,
Yeah,
and it's gonna drip grease and oil. So
yeah, yeah, DOA.
yeah.
Like, if you guys don't know who Derek Allen is, Derek DOA Allen,
Hmm.
that's a bass player you need is especially if you like funk. If you like funk
Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
need.
And piccolo, man, and
Yep.
acoustic guitar. These just needs that dude is a freak of nature, man. But
Yeah, man.
I try to steal everything, man. He does. You know what I mean? I think I'm changing my name. I feel like he's watching, so I just want him to know my new name is MOA. I'm changing my name tomorrow. No,
Uh, man,
nah,
listen.
man.
So
Big bro.
you are where you at right now?
I'm at the studio right now, man. About to
But you about to hit the road with Boney James, right?
yeah, hitting the road top of June.
Okay.
Top of June, yeah,
For some
we're
reason, I
doing
thought you was about to go out like tomorrow or something.
no. So on next Sunday, the 25th, I'm doing my own concert, doing an album release concert up in Sacramento, Folsom area at the
Okay.
Harris Center. So I see 28 people. If anybody's in the area, please grab your tickets at
Tell him again. Tell him again
harriscenter.net.
where it's at.
Man, go at the Harris Center um, for Performing Arts in Folsom, California, outskirts of Sacramento. And go to harriscenter.net and get your tickets for the Big Mike Hart Modern Classic album release concert. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, that's next Sunday, May 25th.
Man, give Javance a hug for me.
I will.
Let-
Before you sent the link, we were on FaceTime.
oh yeah.
So he's watching right now. He got off FaceTime with me to watch, man. So yeah, so
Wait a
he's on
minute.
here.
We were playing a gospel gig one time. Where the artist, I'm not gonna say the name. Uh,
Okay.
and like I was like messing up a change or something, and she's singing this gospel tune. I didn't gave it away now, but I remember she like spun around and she said, "If you do that again, we'll fuck you up."
Hey man, hey, well you know the church house they cuss the most. You know what I
Oh,
mean? They keep a 1,000 in the church, man.
bro,
So
she, she she spun around. She spun around and came in my and she said, "If you do that again, I'll fuck you up." I was like,
she was serious
"Oh yeah."
as
I mean, it
hard.
was it's funny now. I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
funny then too, but it was like
yeah.
some Juneteenth gig or something like that.
Oh, okay,
You know what I mean?
okay.
It was like at a part. I think it might have been a sack.
Yeah, because Shaq does the gospel stuff at Juneteenth for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And Javance was on that gig and was like one of those hurry up and wait, get out there hella early, and then everything is
yeah.
pushed back 3 4
Festival vibes.
yeah, festival vibes, but it
Yeah,
wasn't really like even a. It was on some like you got a stage and you got kids playing soccer
Sure,
and all,
sure, sure.
all the little things or whatever. But that's one of my
Mhm.
funny Javance
That's funny.
stories. Yeah, man.
Oh look, no, I see Vance
Oh,
in
I
the
see him.
comment.
I see him in the chat right now. Yep,
Yeah,
Juneteenth, Pittsburgh. That's what it was.
oh, okay, Juneteenth Pittsburgh. Yeah, he cracking up.
she said.
Oh man,
She said, "If you do that again, I'll fuck you
hey dog,
up."
that's what
Bro,
they do in the church, man. They pray for you and cuss you out, man.
all at the same time. Hey, do
All
you
at the same
remember?
time.
Now see, we didn't got all off the tune now.
No,
What
it's all good.
I didn't even because I didn't expect you to. I didn't expect you to come around. But while you're here, I was talking about in the A section.
Okay.
In the A section. Now, peep this. So, bass players, especially newer bass players,
Mm-hmm.
you always hear this lock with the drums, and they'll take it to mean play exactly what the drummer is playing,
Sure.
play exactly what the kick drummer is playing. What I slowed it way down, but
Okay.
so
Listen, because
so
I
you
can't
playing?
hear it.
Oh, you can't hear because I got
Yeah,
the
yeah,
but
but it's cool. I still got you up on my computer, so
the
let me listen.
the kick drum is playing one and you playing one e da
Yeah.
da da almost like a horn thing, right? And
Uh-huh.
so like we don't I don't intellectual I try I don't know I intellectualize but like from the James Brown school of funk,
Mm-hmm.
everything is a drum.
Everything is a drum.
Everything is percussion. You were talking about earlier about the grease and the slop. That's what I got from Levi. Levi like take my bass. He's like, look, it's more percussive than anything else, or
Sure.
or it's percussive
Absolutely.
rhythm first. So what are your thoughts on that?
So, so when we talk about part one, I want to make it clear, right? So I cut I cut the guitars first,
Okay.
and then I cut the bass.
Okay.
I had a shaker and a tambourine.
No drums.
There was no drums. So when I wrote this record, and I was trying to figure out sections and how I wanted to do the song, I figured out part one. I got a shaker and a tambourine, and I might have had a clap, and that's all I had for part one. I said, okay, cool. I want part one to be, this BPM, which I think is like 100 or something like that, somewhere around there, or 90 or something. I don't know,
Straight up
but I
100.
was cool. Okay, straight up 100. So I said, cool, boom, 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 and I just grabbed my guitar. I said, cool, I'm gonna do this. Da 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 da. Wrote the sections, straight up JB format. We in D 145. This
Mm-hmm.
is how I wanted to move. And then because I didn't have drums yet, I didn't want to program drums just as a placeholder because I didn't want to commit to it
Yeah.
that way. But I knew the feel. And so I was like, okay, I thought about my Uncle Jimmy, who was my influence for part one.
Okay.
Uh, you know, big James Brown fan. He the one raised me in that. And it was just about the kicking. Do, 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 do,
Mm-hmm.
do, do, and just a little space. He was a big Rocco fan, Tower Power stuff. So it was the kicking thing that I grew up watching him do, man. So I said, okay, part one's gonna be Unc, part two is gonna be, you know, D'Angelo, Pino esque, I guess, a little bit. Part three gonna be DOA. You
Yeah.
know, take all my influences, and then how would Mike approach it?
Mm-hmm.
How would I take and internalize it? And I just did that. Do 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 whatever the pattern is. And you know, I wasn't thinking about the kick pattern so much as I was thinking about just the percussive feel
Mm-hmm.
and having the space and the ghost notes and just the little you know percussion. So me kicking might have been, I guess, the kick in my mind, without forcing the, forcing the drummer to lock with
Mm-hmm.
everything I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And my boy Josh, is such a genius in how he listens and approaches. He's a very musical drummer, man. So when he came in and we cut the record, you know, he listened to what I was doing, man, and complimented it. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like, hey, how can I be exactly who you are? It was like, how can I have a conversation with you,
Mm-hmm.
and not get in your way? You know, how could I counter you and still be in the same space as you without, overshadowing you, and my kick can talk back to, your bass. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we still, there's a moment where we still meet.
Right.
We still meet on the one, but I have my own voice, man, and it just worked out, man. It was just an organic thing, and it didn't take long. That's a whole one take thing that I did on FaceTime with Javance.
Yeah.
I didn't, it wasn't a thing where I was like, man, let me get this take right. Let me go back. Cause I think I told you when we talked prior, it was just a demo. It was a scratch
Mm.
bass track. So there was
You
no intentionality.
you was trying to get DOA to jump on it.
No, man, that would honestly, man, I was gonna send it to Pick because on the album I had D on a record already. D played on my single Cigar Lounge.
Yeah.
So I'm always like in trying to incorporate when I can to get my big bros a part of whatever I'm doing. So it was like, man, okay, I got the penny phone from D playing P bass on my
Yeah.
record Cigar Lounge. And I was like, okay, cool. I want Pick Funk to play
You,
on this one.
you didn't pull the penny out.
I didn't pull the penny out, man. And Pick was on the road, so then I thought about Sheree Reed, and
Mm. That's who you
and
talking
I,
about.
yeah, thought about Sheree Reed, who played on a past record of mine on my first album. I was like, man, Sheree would kill this too. While I was on FaceTime doing that whole part one, part two, three, I was on FaceTime with Javance and Ivan Johnson, and it was a joke. That's why it's so much fun on the bass line and uncommitted patterns,
Right. Right.
because I
Right.
was
Right.
having fun. But
Right.
it translated so much on the record. Javance was like, man, you gotta keep that. I was like, you gotta keep that. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna get a real bass player because I
Right.
got real players on this. I'm gonna
Right.
have Fred Wesley. I need people who really do this. I'm not
Yeah.
a bass player for real.
You one now.
Man, listen. So DOA is in LA. We're working with an artist. We're doing vocal session. I play him the scratch version of the record. I don't think we have horns yet. Just
Yeah.
the rhythm section, and with a different I actually had a different drum take. I had a different drummer on the original version
Yeah.
of it before I had Josh do his take, which is one we kept. And D told me, he sat here and he listened to it. I might have played it twice. He sat in the studio and he just listened. And I'm waiting for D to say, yeah, big brother, sound good, man. I think Pick could really take what you did and really give you what you need, or Sheree will really take what you did, bro, and really give the idea of what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
And he shocked the hell out of me when he looked at me, he said, you got to keep that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, keep what? I said, the bass track? He said, nah, little bro, you got to keep that because your DNA, your approach, nobody's going to recreate the moments that I'm hearing and what you're doing. And it's not about it being perfect, it's the imperfections that's making this bass line have what it needs for the record. Because as a guitar player, I'm more intentional. I'm playing, really safe and really strategic and trying to be in the pocket. I'm not doing much on that record on guitar, just staying in the pocket and everything. So with the bass approach, because I didn't think I was gonna keep it, I'm doing everything. I'm overplaying and in reality, but there's so much of the conversation happening between now that everything is together and glued together, between the horns, between the guitar holding down the rhythm and not moving, and
So is the one take?
whole thing is one take. I
Wow.
played it one take down. So this is how it happened. We were on FaceTime. I'm telling Ivan, I'm telling Javance, man, the record, I'm playing it for him through the speakers on FaceTime. And I play it down once.
Yeah.
not recording. I'm just playing so they can hear the bass with the groove. And we laugh at the end. I said, man, I should have recorded that. And they was like, bro, you should have recorded that shit. That was killing. And I said, boom, I hit record while they were on FaceTime. And the second run, I played it all the way down, mistakes and all, and kept it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, okay, now I know the format. Cool, boom, boom, boom. And that's that whole bass line is one stem.
Man, listen, like, how many times have you recorded something and you like, hell it takes, and then
Yeah,
in your mind when you get to the last take, something is nudging you and saying, you know what? I think that first or second one was really
sure.
that was
A
really it.
lot of times, man.
And like, so it's
Excuse me.
it's cool to like trust your gut like that. Did you and Javance play? Y'all did church together?
No, man.
Really?
Never did church together. Yeah, because because he was at at GSP up in Oakland, and
Okay.
when I was living in Sac, I was
Okay.
uh, playing at STC in Sac with Joe Archie.
Okay.
Joe Archie is another one who heard it, and he told me I had to keep the bass.
Yeah.
He was another one who and Joe and D started me out on production. They gave me my reins and footing, man, as a producer, man. So when you got two giants, and mentors, man, say, hey, little bro, you got to keep that. Even if you don't trust your own ears, you better trust theirs. You know what I mean?
Right. Hey, who
So,
look? Who do you know? Like DOA. And I'm
mhm,
really talking about from the West Coast.
mhm.
Who are the cat like? I mean, listen, there are just a lot of serious bass players out there.
Sure.
But who is when I think of like real like the greasiest of the greasy,
Hmm.
I really think DOA and Pick Funk first.
Yeah, man.
That's not
Well, I'm
and
gonna
listen,
start.
that's not hey, that ain't like my big bro Daryl Landers,
Sure.
Uriah, that's not taking not one thing away from them. Cause
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Pick and Eric do something that's very similar.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Um, I never really seen Uriah play with a pick. I know he does the double thumb
The
thing.
thumb thing, yeah. And I can't do that because
Yeah,
I've tried. I practice a little bit, but I'm not committed to trying to learn how to do my
yeah,
thumb. I don't care that much. You know
yeah.
what
Right,
I'm
right,
saying? Like, because I ain't about to be out here on a gig
right,
trying to grease.
right.
But also using a pigment as a sound, that is, you can't duplicate it, and so many people are trying to be greasy and use their thumb, that in the world of R&B and the church was oversaturated and overexposed, man, and sometimes used in the wrong way
Mm-hmm,
because it's overused. You know
mm-hmm,
what I mean? A lot of guys are up and down, and it's less than that. The funk and greasing, man, that is, the less you play the funkier it is, the
mm-hmm.
more space, what I mean? And when you decide to go there, you got to know when and how to apply it for it to be funky in the
Right. And
first place.
sometimes I think sometimes because of this idea that everything is a drum, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
that sometimes we'll hear like if we just listening to a track and
Hmm.
everything is in the mix,
Yeah.
start taking it apart and you're like, oh shit, that's not even bass that I'm hearing.
That's
You know,
not even based on I'm hearing, man.
I'm
Yeah.
hearing some other percussive element
Sure.
that ain't got nothing to do with the bass, and the bass is really playing a lot less. That's why
Yeah.
when I was taking the line and using Songmaster Pro. Let me put the Songmaster Pro CTA up there one more time. There's a link, a pinned comment. You guys go get Songmaster Pro. Um,
Yeah.
Hearing the arc, I call it the architecture of
Hmm.
groove. Do do
Yeah.
da da. You know what it sounds like too? It sounds
Mm.
like Just give me some more. Give me some more to
Yeah,
JB.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So Jade was asking earlier about doing your own thing. Yeah, I mean, we're doing our own thing, but it's also like derivative of something else.
1000%, man. You know, there's a blueprint, there's a foundation that you always pull from.
Yep.
You know, nothing's new under the
Yep.
sun. You know, you might have a slightly different approach
Right.
to it,
Right.
but there's a foundation, man. You know, without contest, you can't. You it's undisputable, man. You know, part one, number one, we in D. James Brown.
Yep.
We already know, that's foundational key 101 JB.
Yep.
So and then it's the regular 145 changes. We blah 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 blah, we
Mm.
walking up, like those are all the things that you didn't hear until it was James. You
Right.
know what I mean? So I might have a different timing or a different approach slightly to put my thing on and let me see how I could, but it really ain't me. Is James. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Through and through, man. And every part of this Magic Shave, uh, you know, song, it was like, okay, how many parts of the funk can I incorporate, right? Um, I want authentic JB correlation on part one. Part two, I want, obviously we touched on brown sugar, we touched on
Hmm.
that. So I said, how could I still be funky, still give a little James, but let me do some soultronics. Let me tap into,
Right.
you know, how uh they internalized what James did and then put their thing to it.
Right.
And then, when James did anything live, which is part three, we drive them. So
Right.
is my Uncle Jimmy who's singing the song as well. Um, it's time to board that train. Let's
Yep.
drive it. He's saying let's drive it. But I'm also thinking a little Prince, a little bit, a little
Yep.
Minneapolis,
Right.
in there, the best I could, attest to
You
it.
got a lot of prints on Alter Ego. That's my
Oh
record.
man, a lot. Listen. Oh
Alter
yeah,
Ego.
that's yes, yeah,
Y'all
that's Prince.
gotta check out. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I
Hold
mean,
on a
Alter
second.
Ego
Hold on a
was.
second. Hold on a second. Hold
What you about to pull up?
on a
What you
second.
pull up? Sexy dancer?
No.
Oh, let's ride.
Hey.
Yeah.
Woo! Hey, that's a
Yeah,
top.
man.
That's a top down joint right there.
Yeah. Oh man, through and
That's a
through,
top
man.
down. That's a top down.
Let your hair blow in the wind with that one playing.
Yeah. Well, whatever you got left.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Whatever you got left. You know what I'm saying? Let your beer
Hey,
catch some
bro. The
wind.
first
You know
time
what I
I
mean?
heard that, I was like, "What the?" Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
and I
thank you, man.
love it. I love when cats I know make a record, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm just a fan." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I'm just this ain't a cat I know. I'm a fan. And
sure, sure.
can I have your autograph? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Look, we got to go and wrap this up because I bet in Javance about to pull Javance ass up in here because he's still in here.
Yeah,
I ain't
put
seen
put Van, put Vance in here, man. Cause
no, because we'll be here all night. We'll be here all
I,
night. I
I,
got to get on to my next assignment. Man,
yeah,
love, bro. Man, I appreciate you coming on. I
dude.
appreciate you letting me take your song and pick it apart, butcher it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Nah, man,
But
you sound great.
you guys go check out this record. And preferably, to be honest with you, Spotify is cool. iTunes is better. Buy the record. Bandcamp, if it's on Bandcamp,
Yeah,
because we all
they
know
can go
that
to
streaming ain't
they can
happening.
go to bigmikehart.com. You can go right to my website and buy it directly from my website. Yeah, bigmikehart.com or iTunes, whichever you prefer. You can buy it on Amazon as well. But yeah,
Yes, sir.
bigmikehart.com.
And shout out your show one more time.
Man, please. May 25th, next Sunday, Memorial Weekend, I will be at the Harris Center for Performing Arts in Folsom, California, Sacramento, California. Go to harriscenter.net. Go on down to the events. You'll see Modern Classic Tour featuring Big Mike Hart. And come hang with me, man. I got special guests that'll be there. I got Lynn Roundtree, jazz trumpeter extraordinaire, coming in from Detroit. I have Jeff Ryan, smooth jazz saxophonist. I have my boy Andre Smoot, saxophonist, plays with Bob James. He will
Eddie
be
M
in the
coming
building.
out there.
Man, Eddie M was trying, man. Eddie M has another show in LA.
Okay.
He was trying to be there, man. So he hit me. Unfortunately, he won't be there. He'll be there in spirit. Um, I got my boy Andre Delano, who's going to be in the building, another credible saxophonist. And then I got R&B crooner himself, Mr. Kenny Lattimore, will
Oh,
be
that's
in the building. Kenny's on the album on a record called LNF, and we'll be performing that live, man, for the first time. So it's
nice.
going to be star-studded and incredible night. The band is incredible. So please grab your tickets today.
Brother, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna catch you.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna catch you later, man.
All right, man. Love, man. I appreciate you,
Love, bro.
man. Thank you so much.
Talk to you later. Peace.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, now that was fun. Unexpected. I don't know how to get myself off the double screen here. Look at this. Look at this. I'm having too much fun with these buttons. And I don't know how to get myself off the wait a minute. Can I do this? Can I kill one of these screens? Boom. There we go. There we go, man. Jade is a fan. Jade is a fan. Hey, y'all, I appreciate you being around with me, hanging. I'm going to get some elderberry or something to get rid of this cough. I will see you next time. You know, videos come out every Monday. So we got some cool stuff dropping every week. If you haven't got your got yourself over to Groove School, go and do that. I appreciate y'all as always. As always, peace. Two fingers.